Hi everyone, today we are going to be looking at development across the lifespan. We will explore 3 concepts, including infancy and childhood development, adolescence, and adulthood. There are 5 infant reflexes, which include the grasping reflex, the startle reflex, the rooting reflex, the stepping reflex, and the sucking reflex. All of these reflexes can be used to check on the health of the nervous system of the infant. If one of these reflexes is not normal or it is missing, it may indicate brain damage or some other type of neurological problem. As we all know, the 5 senses are sight, touch, smell, taste, and hearing. Now, these are all developed when an infant is born. However, they are at different ranges. So when an infant is born, the sense may not be at its full capacity yet. Now let's talk about the first, which is sight. The sight is the least developed of the senses at birth. Now, at birth, an infant can only see about 7 to 10 inches clearly from their face, which coincidentally is about the distance from the breast to the mother's face. The second, touch. This is the most well-developed sense, and it could be further heightened by the use of skin-to-skin interaction after birth. The third, smell, is also a highly developed sense. Infants are able to smell the difference between their mother and father from other parents. The fourth, taste. This sense is fully developed, and it is said that infants like things that taste. And the fifth, hearing. Now, most infants are the most responsive to pitches that are either high or low pitches. High pitches being a mother's voice, and low pitches being the father's voice. There are 6 major milestones that happen within infants, occurring between birth and 18 months. The first, which we can see right here, is the infant raising its head from the ground. This is head support and neck control. This occurs at around 2 to 4 months. The second is rolling over. This occurs around 2 to 5 months. Now, an infant may be only able to roll over one way first, from back to stomach, but not necessarily all the way back to the original position. The third is sitting up with support. Infants usually learn to do this around 4 to 6 months. The fourth milestone is sitting up without support. This is learned around 6 to 7 months of age. The fifth milestone is learning to crawl, usually occurring around 7 to 8 months of age. And the last major milestone that everyone waits for is when the infant learns to walk, which can occur as early as 8 months, but as late as 18 months. Now, all of these motor milestones are all very important, but some may occur very early while others very late in babies, but the baby is perfectly normal within their range.
And when a child is born, they immediately use soundless communication, like use of their eyes, so seeing and looking towards things if they want something, and body language like fingers and hands. And then that's from 0 to 3 months. Then we have cooing, which is basically where the child makes vowel-like sounds, and here's a clip. And this is from the ages of roughly 2 to 6 months. And then after cooing, we have babbling, which is basically where the child makes consonant-like sounds. This goes on from roughly the ages of 6 to 12 months. And then after that, we have holophrastic, which is basically a small number of isolated single words. Here's a clip.
But who are you? Baby, who am I?
And that goes on from roughly 11 to 18 months. And then after that, we have telegraphic, and that is basically where there's 2-word utterances. Here's another clip.
Mommy? No, that's not Mommy. What is this? Here you go.
And this is from roughly the ages of 1.5 to 2.5 years old. And then finally we have multi-word, where the length of the utterances increases.
There are 3 broad categories of infant temperament that are used as guidelines for determining normal infant behavior. Babies who fall into any of these categories are considered normal, and some babies will display characteristics from more than one category, and this too is also considered normal. The first category is a baby with an easy temperament. These babies have easy temperaments, and they are usually in good moods. They adjust easily and quickly to new situations and changes in routine. Babies in this category will usually eat on a regular schedule. When they are hungry or are experiencing some other form of discomfort, they usually react mildly. When babies with easy temperaments are fussy, they are usually able to find ways to soothe themselves and calm themselves down. Babies with easy temperaments are generally even-tempered. The next category is slow to warm up babies. Babies with a slow to warm up temperament also respond slowly and quietly to hunger and other discomforts. This may make it difficult for parents to know when this baby is hungry or uncomfortable. The third and final category is babies with a difficult temperament. Babies with a difficult temperament engaged in almost constant physical activity. Children with this temperament may seem restless at times, and they are usually easily distracted. Difficult babies respond vigorously to hunger and other discomforts. Their crying is often very loud and very intense. At times, difficult babies are very hard to soothe when they're fussy. They also have difficulty soothing themselves. They are usually very light sleepers, and they demand a great deal of attention from their parents. Let's talk about the 4 infant attachment styles. The first attachment style is secure attachment. In this style, the child is secure, explorative, and quite happy. They are quite sensitive and consistent to their mother and will check in regularly. The next style is avoidant attachment. These children are not very explorative, and are emotionally distant, and they are distant or disengaged from their mother. The third style is ambivalent attachment. This child is anxious, insecure, and angry. They are inconsistent with their mother and sometimes sensitive. Sometimes they are even neglectful to their mother. And the fourth style is disorganized attachment. This child may seem depressed, angry, completely passive, or non-responsive. Their relationship with their mother is extremely erratic. They are frightened easily or frightening, and they are passive or intrusive. Bye-bye.
Memorial Day, meningitis. Okay, here we go, menopause.
Good God, I didn't think they'd have pictures.
Well, at least they use the word uterus a lot.
I could have gone a whole lifetime without knowing they had a mucous membrane.
You can't unlearn something like that, you know? Oh no, look at the symptoms. Temperamental behavior, mood swings, facial hair. Uh-oh, Dad. I think you have menopause.
Authoritative or positive parenting is like having a democracy. Positive parents set up the rules and expect their children to follow them. These rules and limits guide children in behaving properly both in and outside the home. This could be expecting a child to say please and thank you to others or to pitch in and clean up his toys. But in addition to setting up clear expectations, positive parents are willing to listen to their children's feelings and concerns and problem solve together. Authoritarian parenting is more like a dictatorship. Authoritarian parents also have high expectations for their child's behavior, but they do not want to hear the child's opinion of the rules. Mom and Dad know best, and they are in charge of the house. There's no negotiation in this parent-child relationship. Permissive parenting is similar to anarchy. Permissive parents are responsive to their children, but they lack setting limits or expectations. Parents play the role of a friend rather than a leader or advisor.